fam, what's going on, everyone? I am the Educated Natural, and I'm so glad to be back again this week with you all. Listen, today we have a huge discussion that is way overdue, if you ask me. But thanks to a fellow YouTuber, I have the opportunity to speak with you all today about an important topic that impacts each of us. If you are a live streamer, if you are a blogger, a vlogger, or someone that's just using social media, this particular topic affects you. First and foremost, I would like to thank fellow YouTuber Juicing with Jay. Thank you, Jay, for inboxing me, or should I say mentioning me here on YouTube. He ran across a fellow YouTuber's video and it reminded him of something that I teach here on my channel. And as you guys know, my motto is simple. It's that I will never leave you uneducated. And I absolutely love when a fellow viewer and YouTuber or social media person in general reaches out to me and says, hey, you taught about this. This person should have heard this, but I'm glad I got the information from you. So thank you, Juicing with Jay, for inboxing me this fellow YouTuber's video that we're going to discuss in just a few moments, because what happened to them could happen to any of us. And so I wanted to try to save you all some headaches when it comes to your handles or usernames here on social media platforms. There is something that's taking place. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this or not, but it's happening on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook very badly. And before I get into it, let me say hello to everyone that's joining me this afternoon. Hey, cool gamer, thank you for being here. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome to my channel. Stick around, join the fam. Thank you for being here. Dimps Designs, thank you. Hey sis, how you doing? I pray you and the family are doing well. Crafty Leo, how's my little twin that you're about to have in there doing? How we doing? How's my little nephew doing? I pray the family and you and your husband are all doing well. And remember, I told you, Kim, I know you said it's your sister's name, but Kimberly, you can spell it differently. It's a great name to have. And no, I'm not letting that go. Okay, thank you, Crafty Leo, for being here. Big Rooster. Don't worry, you can breathe. I don't have you in this video. You can breathe, Big Rooster, but I am glad to see you here today. Thank you for being a great sport through all of this craziness. Thank you for being here. Who else do we have in the house? Paula D, thank you for coming back despite my shenanigans last video. Thank you for being here as well. Juicing with Jay, thank you for being in the house. Thank you. Like I said earlier, thank you for this video that I'm going to share with everyone. Thank you for alerting me of this. I had no idea of this YouTuber or of her situation, but you are absolutely right. What happened to her, everybody needs to know about, so it won't happen to them. So thank you for this content today. Who else do we have here? All right, that's all I see right now. Thank you. Absolutely. You better keep that eagle eye. Tell them something, Jay. They don't know. But just in case they need some help, I have another pair of glasses on site. Just in case. Anybody? Just saying. Brand new. Both have brand new specs on both sides. These and these. Look at it, y'all. So just in case you have problems seeing, I got you covered. Hi, one virtuous woman and one vigilant watchman. Thank you for being here. Many blessings to you as well. Now, like I said earlier, this content today is all thanks to Juicing with Jay. And I want to show you guys really quickly this video, and then we're going to kind of get into this thing. All right. All right, let me switch over here. Let's get her up. Listen carefully to what she is saying, because you may not think it's a big deal, but she quickly found out people aren't playing out here about their names, about their handles, about their business. So listen very closely I'm only going to play 2 minutes of this or so, but listen very closely to what she says. Let me see. Let me see if y'all can hear that.
Are already in big box stores like Target.
Okay, hold on. I don't think it's playing through my speakers. Let's see. Let's see. Let's get this back over. I know it's the volume. Let me see. Hi, motivation with the weight from the weightlifting geek. Hi, Joe. Thank you for being here. I'm trying to get the volume. Give me a second. Let me lower this for a second. Give me a second. Let's smooth the volume around here. Let me see if that'll help. That's weird. It usually plays. I don't know what happened. You know, if anything's gonna happen, it's gonna happen on the live. Let me try it again. If not, I'll just have to bring it up a different way. Start this over. Let's see. Now I still don't hear it. Why can't I hear it? Gee willikers. Alright, hold on. Y'all gotta hear this video. Give me a second. Let's see. Let's see here. If I add this. I may just have to just play it openly. Let's see. Until I figure this out. Let's see. Give me a second, everyone. Let me see. I may just have to move my microphone. Like going through all of this. All right. Let's see. Let's try this again.
Peace, YouTube fam. Hope you're all doing well. I come to you with quite the news. And as you already see, the change is happening. I wanted to sit here and quickly tell you why and what exactly is happening. Just several weeks ago, I received papers in the mail from the legal team of Earth Mama Organics. It is a company that's quite large, and they are already in big box stores like Target and Walmart, and they sell online herbal remedies for mothers and postpartum women and babies and things like that. You may have seen them. They sent me papers saying that I must cease and desist the use of Earth Mama medicine for my business and for online, period, because it is creating confusion and therefore damages between our companies and to their company. This is what happens, beautiful beings, when you are so passionate about the work that you're doing that you're not paying attention to the back end parts and the back end pieces of paper that need to be put into action for you to continue to do the work that you do safely. And Earth Mama Medicine, I never trademarked it. Of course, there's an LLC and I've been doing all the other good stuff, but never trademarked. And if I would have before then, if I would have in the beginning, I would have run into this issue and been able to fix it. But I kept doing business as Earth Mama Medicine, not knowing that it would be a problem. Because, hey, they're the big guys, I'm the little guy, won't be a problem. Actually, didn't even hear about Earth Mama Organics until maybe 2020 when I was pregnant. That's when I first heard of that brand. It was like, oh, two Earth Mamas, interesting, but we got our own lanes. But no, this is not the way that it works in business. And unfortunately, I have been asked to change my name, and there is nothing that I can do about it. So, say hello to the new way that I.
Okay. I'm going to stop the video there because she goes into the new name of her business. And I wanted you all to see a clip of her video because, like I've said for the longest time, you can go into business simply. But if you fail to do your research, like I've said 1,001 times, then you are subjecting yourself to situations such as this young lady. And litigation is expensive. Anybody that's ever got a speeding ticket can tell you that thing could cost you upwards of hundreds of dollars, not thousands of dollars. I mean, it could just snowball. So you can only imagine how someone such as this bigger company is going to, how much it's going to cost you as a content creator when you're stepping on someone else's trademark. Now, I looked up this company called Earth Mama. They have several trademarks. They've been trademarking that name in some form or another since 2003 or 2004. She said in her video she heard about them in 2020. I looked at the about page of her channel. Her channel started in 2017. So that means by the time she came on the scene, Earth Mama was already there. Basically, this was a YouTube creator that did not do her due diligence before she even got started. Now, she mentioned in the video that she started an LLC. She has products under that name herself. She figured because, they're in two different lanes that it shouldn't be a problem. That's the mindset a lot of people have, and you will see it all over social media. People sharing the same name or a name similar to someone else, and they think the same thing she thought. It shouldn't be a problem. Well, as she has clearly shown us and has learned, it's a problem. So if you know that there is a possibility that your username, your handle, your business name, your product name is similar, if not the same, as someone else's, it would behoove you, if you don't want to have to start over like this young lady in the video I shared with you has to, then you need to stop right now. Don't produce nothing else and go do your due diligence and start researching your name and see if someone hasn't already trademarked what you are using, or you will possibly be the next person to receive a cease and desist order or just straight litigation paperwork. They won't even give you the chance that this company, Earth Mama, gave her. They gave her a chance to stop what she was doing and make the changes. Some people won't even do that. I've been told by legal people that a cease and desist letter is a common courtesy. It's not something that a business owner that owns a trademark has to do. They could blindside you. You could be sitting at McDonald's or your favorite restaurant, chilling out, eating. A person could walk up to you, give you an envelope, and tell you you've been served. Simple, point blank is that. You'll be sitting there like, what in the world is this? And you open it up and it's actual legal documentations telling you be in court, this location, at this date, at this time. And you're sitting there like, oh my God, what is going on? No warning has to be given. When you own a trademark, you own the trademark. You own the rights to protect it by any means necessary. So I know YouTube recently gave us all access to change our handles, which is great. But before you make that change, you need to do some research. Because just like her, you could be next. And you may think, oh, we're in two different lanes. Didn't she mention that in that video? This company has been doing trademarks on that name since 2003 or 2004. They have several, when I say several, like 5, 6 different trademarks of that name. From cosmetics to education to all kinds of stuff under that name. And you would think, well, at least I did, when I saw this video that was sent to me by Juicing with Jay, when I saw the video, and as soon as she said, I heard about them in 2020, that should have been a light bulb for her to say, oh, hold on. Let me see who this is and what's going on. How serious is this? That's why I always tell people, everybody wants to be a CEO. Everybody wants to be a boss. Everybody wants to be a leader until you have to do what leaders do. And business professionals, those serious CEOs out there, do not play when it comes to their names, their slogans, their business. They do not play. Because just like building a YouTube channel is a lot of work, building a business that's over that name is a lot of work. It takes a lot of money you have invested into it, especially if you're offering products and services to people. It's a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears building a business. And I hate to say it this way, but you would be a fool to let someone else come over there and use your name that you have spent so much time building and think that it's okay. So I just wanted to come on today to tell my fellow vloggers, bloggers, whether you're using Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, I don't care if you're still using MySpace or any other kind of social media platform that's out there. There is some serious stuff going on, and these people are not playing about their trademarks anymore. Whatever we were able to get away with back in the 90s, we're in the 2000s, and these business people are not playing. They're hiring lawyers. They're hiring teams. They're hiring staff that's tracking their stuff. And just because you may think you are small, they don't think you small. They think you're a pest. They think you are a problem, and they will get rid of you come heck or high water. So you can't say that nobody ever told you about how deep people will go to protect their intellectual property. Think about if this was you. Think about if someone was using your name. Think about if someone was coming in, just like coming in your house right now, just busting in your door, sitting up on your couch, putting their feet up on your sofa saying, this is mine. What you gonna do? Are you just gonna let them just move into your house? I doubt it. But that's basically what you're doing when you're treading on someone else's intellectual property. And just like we'll protect our homes, people will protect their intellectual property, even if it means taking you to court to do so. So if you've ever received a cease and desist letter, if you're in the position, because you know you're using somebody else's name or something similar to it, be prepared to dig deep in your pockets, because I've seen several cases just like that young lady's happen. Is happening. So I just wanted to put that warning out there to you all that she is one of many. The more you grow, and her channel is huge. I think she has over like 300 and something thousand subscribers here on YouTube. Her channel is huge. So she should know the bigger your channel gets, a lot of people see you. That means there's a lot of people talking about you. She's offering products and all these different things. That company will hear about you some way, some form or another, because everybody's talking about you. There's no way she has a channel that large and nobody's talking about her. So I always tell people what my former business coach used to tell me when I first started in business. She said, Kim, you have to make your name Googleicious. And what that means is whenever somebody goes to Google and they type in that name, you should be popping up. If you type in your handle or you type in your name or your product name and you are not popping up for that, that's a problem. Because people will think that, oh, they're in the clear. There's nobody using this. It's your job to make yourself Google-licious. Nobody's going to do that for you. Because if the people that's trying to use a name just like yours don't see you, they think it's okay to tread on your grounds. And now you'll find yourself in a fight. Because what you may not know, so listen closely, in the United States, there's a rule. And that rule is it's not the first to file, meaning it's not the person that files the trademark first. It's the person that uses it first. In the United States, it's first to use. Then it's file. See, a lot of people think, oh, it's first to file. No, not in the United States. It's first to use. That's why they have on an application, what is your first use date? So that way you need to be able to prove, here is my goods, here is my service, this is the date that I first used it. And that way, when someone like the young lady's video I just showed you, when they treading on your grounds, and you can say, look, no, Your Honor, I'm taking them to court, and here's my proof. I used it first, right here. Then you can build your case. Because a lot of these social media platforms, they think, and I just had this, I'm having this argument right now with Instagram, which is why y'all don't see me doing nothing on Instagram, because I'm almost in a fight with them against an imposter for myself. Because they think, oh, well, the person started the page first. And I'm thinking, I wasn't on IG for years. I knew about it, but I wasn't about to take a bunch of pictures of myself. Pictures is not my thing. But I have first to use and I have first to file. So I had to say, listen, here is my first use. They was like, oh, we're like, so what? If she started her page a few months before I did here on Instagram, check the rest of her social media. It was years after me. And here's my first to use. And they were like, oh, okay. Like, really? So I wanted to come on and just educate you guys on the importance of your name, of your handles. But let me take a moment to say hello to everyone that's here. Yaya, thank you for being here. Passionately Intrigued Arts, great to see you again. Who else did I not speak to? I spoke to Geek Squad. I spoke to Big Rooster. Thank you for being. Odom, thank you. Oh no, Odom, you said I already did. Oh no, what you do, Odom? Oh no, Odom, what happened? Tell me what happened. Crafty Leo, what's happening? Who else we have in here? Carbon Q, thank you for being here. Wow. Sonia's Crafts, Deborah Garrett, thank y'all for being here. Barb, hi, how are you? Greetings from North Central Minnesota. Woo, y'all get snow? Did y'all get any snow? It's cold here. And y'all are up higher than we are, so it has to be cold up there. Woo, it's cold. I had to put my jacket on. I have on my Black Queen shirt, y'all, but I got cold. I had my jacket on. I would have wrapped up in my Eagles blanket, but I don't need no drama today. I'm not messing with y'all today. Tampa, how you doing, sis? Give your brother a big hug for me when you see him again. I am still praising God for that video. I got to tell you, that just warmed my heart. My husband's like, why are you crying for? I couldn't help it. Oh, my goodness. Four Corners, hi, how are you? Thank you for being here. Good afternoon to you as well. Urban Garden Chronicles. You saw that video. That's great. I'm telling you. That's why I owe Juicing with Jay such a huge thank you, because I was sitting there thinking, should I continue to talk about trademarks? Is something I should continue to do? Are they finding any value in this? Is it too much? Is it too little? What should I do? And right when I was in the middle of that thought, he tagged me in this video and sent me a message and was like, I saw this and it reminded me of you and the things that you're teaching. And I was like, okay, God, okay. I'll continue to let people know about the latest things that's happening in the social media world, in the business realm, as far as trademarks and intellectual property goes. Because believe it or not, even though it's hugely important, a lot of people are just ignoring it. Hi, geeky girls. Thank you for being here. And I'm like, that's one of the most expensive ignorings you can do. Because there are big companies that have sued other companies for millions of dollars because of trademark or copyright infringement. So you can keep playing like you're small if you want to, and you will be sitting in front of a judge in a courtroom trying to pull the lint out your pockets, because they're coming for everything that you have made or sold under whatever that trademark is. So you may think, oh, I only sold 50 bottles of this. I only sold 100 cases of that. They're coming for every single penny that you sold under their intellectual property. So tread lightly, my friends. Be careful, because these people are not playing. Now, I guess it's been about 4 or 5 days now, I was on Instagram, and one of the more prominent IP attorneys put out this notice, and she was telling all of her followers to report a particular Instagram page. And then it went from one page, there was another page, and she says, I don't know what's going on, but my name is trademarked. And what was happening is, same thing that's happening to her is the same thing that happened to me. There are people snatching usernames and handles, and they're making Instagram pages and they're making YouTube pages with your name. And if you don't Google search yourself, or YouTube search yourself, or Instagram search yourself, you would never know. And some cases, like in her case, they were actually taking the pictures from her Instagram page, putting it on this fake page and pretending to be her, and getting money from people that were thinking that it was her to do their trademarks. And she had to do this huge live and was telling people that is not me. I don't know what's going on. She had to get her PR team on it. So they're still trying to get this page down. I'm telling y'all, to get a page off of Instagram is like pulling teeth. It's like reaching in your mouth and trying to pull out your own tooth with your hand. It's hard, because I've been fighting it, and it's hard. And Instagram and YouTube as well have gone in their terms and conditions and putting these little blurbs that's kind of leaving them out of responsibility positions for the stuff that's happening to creators on their platform. So when you're filing these reports, if you file too many reports, they will start blocking your IP address. This is what just happened to me. So listen closely. I didn't know that my IP address had been blocked by Instagram until I went to file a report recently, and I couldn't get the form to go through. I kept getting this action that kept popping up on the screen. It would not accept my form. I was like, what in the world's going on? So I happened to do some research, because it's what I do. And in one of the things I pulled up, it says it's possible that if you filed reports that Instagram will block your IP address, and this is what you do. So to test it, I went on my phone, I took off my Wi-Fi, I used my 5G, I went through, filled out all the information in the form, and guess what? It went through. I got a contact email back from Instagram. We kind of went back and forth. I'm like, so these jokers have literally blocked my IP address from filing reports against imposters, against people using my intellectual property. Seriously, it's not my fault multiple people have gone over to Instagram and tried to form pages using Educated Natural. It's not my fault, but as a trademark owner, it's my job to enforce my rights. And now Instagram is blocking me from doing so. It's ridiculous. But when I bring this up, nobody wants to address it. So I'm having to file reports to Instagram saying, hey, can y'all please check my account? This is happening. That's happening. No response. So when I tell you these social media platforms are only loyal to themselves, they are. That's why it's important before you put your products and services out there, your name, your handle, you lock it down because they are not going to help you. Their job is to keep as many people on their platforms as possible. And since they own it, you can jump up and down, pull your hair out, have a complete hissy fit. If they don't change it, there is absolutely nothing you can do. Because what they're trying to do now is force the plaintiff and the defendant to go to court and leave them out of it. I've even received a reply back that said that our suggestions is you contact the individual yourself or handle this in the court system. Instead of them just doing what they can do to stop the foolishness, they're trying to force everybody else to take care of it themselves, and it's their platform. So I wanted to let you guys know of that as well. If you have not searched your name and your handles on these social media sites, you may want to. If you've already changed your handle here on YouTube, make sure you do a thorough search and make sure that you are not treading on someone else's intellectual property. Even if, because y'all know us, we are clever people. We are creatives. And sometimes our creativity can get the best of us. And when I say that, I'm referring to how we spell stuff. We may think it's clever to purposely misspell something or put a little spin on it and think, well, mine is spelled this way and theirs is spelled that way, so it shouldn't be an issue. It is. It's still an issue because according to legal, they look at the actual spelling of the word. And if your word really means what that other normally spelled word is, it's the same thing. So if somebody comes and spells educated, I don't EDU with a capital U and CATED, and they think, oh, I'm different. I'm educated. Not your mind got a U in it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's still educated. You can spell it with a K, take out the C, put a K in it. Same thing. According to the USPTO attorneys, it's the same thing. So don't let your cleverness or your creativity get the best of you. You could still find yourself on the wrong side of litigation. So if you're growing fast here on this platform, your name is becoming popular, your products and your services are becoming popular, do yourself a favor, make sure nobody else is sharing that name. And if they are, I know it's going to suck like it did for that young lady. I know it's going to suck, but it's best you do something about it now before they find out about you and come after your pockets. Come after your coins, as Dimps likes to say, because you've worked hard for the money and you don't want to be handing it over to somebody else who will gladly take it. So listen to me very closely. Do yourself a favor in your spare time this weekend or today, tonight, when you got some downtime, Google yourself. Make sure you're Google-licious. If I look up Crafty Leo, I should see that beautiful woman right there, Crafty Leo, who we all know. If I see another Crafty Leo and it's somebody else, that's a red flag. If you see a content creator here or that you follow and you notice that there is somebody else using that name, it's okay to alert them. I recently had to alert a fellow YouTuber right here because I was in a live chat. And you know how we like to drop links, right? And I was trying to drop her link, but I was on my phone. I didn't have her link like readily available. I didn't see her in the chat where I could just click her name because I was a mod. So I went to the YouTube search bar looking up her name and I typed in her name. She didn't come up. Somebody else did. And I was like, what in the world? Who is this? It was a male of another ethnic group. And I was like, this is not her. So I put the note in the chat and was like, hey, y'all, there's another person with the same name. And everybody was like, we know you lying. I'm like, no, I'm not. So I instantly inboxed her on Instagram. And I said, hey, look, here's the link to someone that has your channel name. Luckily, they didn't have her handle. but they had her channel name. And I said, you may want to look into this. This is a heads up. You're being targeted pretty much. Somebody's trying to use your name. Same thing I found out when I was doing my handle happened to me again. There is someone else that has just the portion of my hand. Luckily for me, I have the Educated Natural. But someone else has gone, I don't know how they did it. They don't have any videos. They don't have any subscribers on this channel, but they have the handle Educated Natural. So now I'm filing against YouTube saying, hey, wait a minute. How is this even possible? How can they have my handle? I own the intellectual property. This channel doesn't even have any videos, any subscribers at all. How can they have this handle? It makes no sense. So when I tell y'all I'm in a fight, these social media platforms are driving me nuts. And I just wanted to come on, guys, and tell y'all, search yourself. Search yourself, because you may be surprised at what you find. Even search by your handle. Put youtube.com/ whatever handle you think, and see if it's there. See if it pops up anybody. You'll be surprised who it is. Because I'm surprised who has Educated Natural. I'm like, who in the world? Y'all, it makes no sense. And these social media platforms are doing nothing about it. So, yeah, Passionately Intrigued Art says, I just Googled myself and I popped up. Thank you, Jesus. Now you can take up a collection so that I can trademark my name. Well, I'm glad you found you. That's always a great thing, to find yourself. Because when I went from just finding me to finding me and two other people that had either my exact name minus the, and then I found somebody else that name is now Educated Natural Queen. And I'm like, who the heck are you? And I'm like, this is getting bananas. I'm like, this has to stop. This is getting bananas. Let's see. Dim says, a lot of people have not changed their YouTube handles yet, so don't know how. Some don't know how. I may have to do a video on that, Dim. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, because, a lot of people are still waiting to get access to that. They're still rolling it out. Let's see. Good Four Corners. He said he's at the top of the Google search. That's great. You're welcome, Carbon Q. Thank you for being here, because a lot of people don't think about that. They don't think about searching to see if there's someone else already out there using that name. I saw this morning where Elizabeth had changed her handle. Based on our suggestions, she went with her handle. And I would just tell anyone, before you go with any handle, just research and make sure it's not already being used. If you go and you type in your handle and it tells you it's not available and kind of gives you another version of it, that may be a red flag. You may want to see who has it. And then go and check uspto.gov website to see if it's already trademarked by someone else, or what's going on. Because if it's your legal name, believe it or not, and a couple of people I know have just recently did this, people are trademarking their legal name. I have, like I said, several people that's done it because they're growing on social media. They have these huge followings on social media, and a lot of them are trademarking their name. They're trademarking their name. So your name may be Elizabeth Brown, because that's your name. But Elizabeth Brown could possibly be trademarked in a particular class. So can you imagine saying my name is Elizabeth Brown and then somebody hits you with a cease and desist order for using your name? That would just be crazy. But if you're in that same category as they've already trademarked, could be an issue. And I know you're thinking, but that's my name. There's a lot of Elizabeth Browns. While we told her to change her name, there's a lot of Elizabeth Brown. There's a lot of Kimberly Collins. There may be somebody with your same name, and it may be trademarked. And so don't think because you use your name that you're in the clear. You're not. there are people that have the same name all over the place. You know how many Michael Jordans there are? How many people named their kid after him? So we have to be careful how we move forward in this thing. A lot of people are getting cutthroat in this thing. Things, money's getting tight. People are love to sue each other, looking for ways to get money out of other people. It's a dangerous road, but don't leave yourself uncovered and unprotected. If you know right now, because there's a couple of you, I'm not gonna say your names or your business names, but there are a couple of you are about this close to that other company that you are very similar to, that's watching you. It could be hitting you with trademark infringement. Let's see. Dimp says, do you know what she means by handle? I can click on several channels and let you know if you have a handle or not. Yes, Dimps, absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody has a question about handles in here? You don't know what a handle is. You don't know where to find your handle. Definitely. If you say, show me, help me, just put a 1 in it if you need some help with your handle. If you need handle suggestions or something, just put a 1 and we can take a few minutes to look at that for you. Let's see. Learning to grow my own. Thank you for being here. They say, does this apply to the full name you use or just part of the name? Well, it depends. It depends. It depends because it depends on what they have trademarked already. If they have the full name trademarked already, like in this young lady's case that I showed earlier, it could be an issue. For instance, in my case, I'm the educated natural. There is someone right now, and I've already alerted them to this. They have not gotten back with me yet. They have 35,000+ followers on IG. Their name that they're using on that is Educated Natural Queen. Now, I showed you all in my last trademark video when I talked about Black Queen, I talked about Educated Black Queen, how the addition of another word after that could still be causing the likelihood of confusion. So you may think, oh, I'm just using a portion of it or I added to it. It shouldn't make a difference. Well, it depends on the class that trademark is filed within. So that's why you have to do your own due diligence to see what's already been filed according to what you're thinking about using or filing, and see if there is a likelihood of confusion. Because it's that likelihood of confusion that's going to get a lot of people in trouble. You may think because you added something to it, you spelled it differently, that it's not going to make a difference, but it could bite you in the behind. Just like the person that now I have to, if I don't hear from her and she keeps ignoring, I've sent her an inbox message. I've commented under her video saying, please check your inbox. She still has not done that. So now if I go, because I've been nice, because I don't want to just snatch people's stuff like that. So if you keep ignoring it, I have no choice but to protect my IP and stop this confusion. To report it, and then they snatch your whole page down. Can you imagine losing a whole page of 35,000 just like that? Because you ignored me, and I'm only asking you just to change your name? That's all I'm asking. That's my first request. Just stop using my name. Stop selling products. Stop doing whatever you're doing under my name. And if you continue like, okay, bye. So it depends. Let's see. I type my name. I see only me, but when I type part of the name, I see a few other people, but not spelled the same. Okay, so, hey, African Dreaming, thank you. Oh, lurking, listening, and liking. Thank you for being here. Y'all better get some rest. Y'all got an early morning. Y'all got an early morning to get some rest. Okay, so how much of your name do you see learning to grow my own? Is that what you're looking at, or are you looking at something totally different? Because this is where the IP attorney really, really comes into play. If you get to a place where you're stumbled and you're stuck, you have to seek their help. A lot of them have free consultations. Some of them you may have to pay, $20, $25, $30 for them to look at it. And then they can give you, because they have the software and all that stuff, they can really pull up some stuff for you and they can dig deeper into it. But you can't, if you see something like that, you can't ignore it. It could be a red flag. It could be a warning to you that, hey, you may be a little too close. Let's see. What else happened? What's going on? Let me see. Ooh, too fast. Hi, Erica. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Hi, Pandy. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Carbon Q. Another channel has the same name as mine, but they are Carbon Q World. Do I need to consider changing my name? Well, in that case, Carbon Q, that world is not really going to separate you. What you got to look at now is what category are they working in? Is it similar? Are you selling products? Are they selling products? Have you looked on the USPTO website to see if they've trademarked Carbon Q World? If you see they've trademarked Carbon Q World, my best advice would be like, yo, back away from that. If they're not selling products, if you're not selling any products under Carbon Q, then you kind of got to be looking over your shoulder every time, because you never know when they're going to drop a product, when they're going to offer a service under that name. And like I showed everyone in my last video when I was talking about Black Queen, Educated Black Queen, there was another company that was using, they wanted Educated Queen, and the other person trademarked Educated Black Queen. And the USPTO told them they could not do that because it was a likelihood of confusion. So in your case, I would say dig deeper. See who they are, see where they are, see if there's a website, if there's any products, if there's any services, if there's a trademark, because it may not be them that may be your issue. Someone else could also have already filed the trademark that's similar to, that has Carbon Q, but something else before it or after it. So if you already see them, you need to dig deeper, because it's all about protecting yourself, because these cease and desist orders and letters will blindside you. So if you already see that, my best advice is to dig deeper and see what else is out there. Because that's what I had to do. I thought I had just one person. I ended up having like 3 or 4 people. That's an issue for me. And that's why I said, let me go on, and I started this thing way back in 2013. Let me find my trademarks. These people out here tripping, because I have first to use and first to file. Let me lock my stuff down so I can start shutting these doors. That's the only way I was able and am able to shut doors. A lot more doors will be shut in 2023 when my other trademarks are approved. They go through the whole approval process. Unfortunately, it takes a year. So I'm still waiting for the main one to go through the process, but I'm monitoring them. I've got my eyes locked on them because until my trademark is approved, I can only just get mad or just let it go and just watch them. And then when I get that paperwork in hand, I can start shutting those doors. That's what Instagram and I have been talking about. They're saying, we understand your frustration. We get it, but we need this. And I can't give them that until that trademark is official. So I'm having to just kind of sit back and just grit my teeth, because it's just ridiculous. I have talked to the person that's my issue, and I don't know what their problem is, but they go learn. They will learn. So yeah, Carbon Q, if you see that, I would say dig deeper. Let's see. Yes, I did check. It's under 6 other companies that are attached to the Ooh. Now, the Carbon Q World, is that here on YouTube? Because if they have 6 different companies, wow. Okay, now I'm intrigued. Hold on. Oops, can I get rid of this? Okay. All right. You got me intrigued now. Let's see, guys. Hang with me. Change my glasses over. Let's see. Let's see. It's too far. Now, Carbon Q, did you see this on? Let's see. Hi, Eric B, the realist. Thank you for being here. Hey, we're talking about trademarks and how a lot of people are finding out when they go and file their handles and usernames that it could possibly be trademarked by another company. So I was trying to see. So Carbon Q, did you find these names on YouTube? Are any of them trademarked? Okay, I see you. Oh, another thing, when you guys are searching on YouTube for your handles or your names, go to filters, and under filters, look for channels. That's going to make it real easy for you to find. Just go type in whatever name you want to search for, your username, your handle, filter it down to channels, and that should bring up every channel with those words in it. Oh, I see now, Carbon Q, what you're talking about. Okay. Okay, I see. Okay. So if you seeing that many people that's using it, number one, it's going to be very hard probably for people to find you. Because when I type in Carbon Q on YouTube in this little search box, and I wish you would break this down so I could see. Yeah, there's another company as well. You're absolutely right. Okay, let's filter this down. Let me show y'all what I'm seeing so you guys can see. This is what pulls up when I type in Carbon Q. Do y'all see that? And make sure you guys can hear me. Okay. So if I scroll down, you can see all the different names that pull up for her. I'm gonna go back up. So if you see this, that means you need to dig deeper, because there's a lot of possibility out there that not only are these people using the same name here on YouTube, they could possibly have products as well. They could possibly have services as well. Now, you look out if nobody's trademarked anything. That means, hey, I got these other people out there, same name as mine. How serious am I about my business? Because you don't know how serious they are about theirs. And let's see, right now they're pretty small channels. I think you have the bigger number of subscribers of the channels I can see just quickly scrolling through. But regardless, that doesn't matter, because anybody can go file a trademark if they get serious about their business and send you a cease and desist order if you hadn't filed yours. So are you planning on selling any goods and services? Are you already selling goods and services under Carbon Q? If you're already selling goods and services, you need to get that trademark. If you're not selling goods and services under that name and it's just a hobby, it's nothing serious, and you're okay with the possibility of maybe one of them reporting your channel, I don't know, people getting crazy nowadays, sending you a cease and desist order, stop using our name, blah, 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 and you don't have a problem with having to change it like the young lady's video I showed earlier, then that's totally up to you. I can't make that decision for you. You have to determine how deep and how wide you want to spend, you want to spread that brand of Carbon Q. How important is that name to you? Carbon Q Codings leads me to Carbon Q World. Where do you do trademarks to get the right names? Trademarks are done at the uspto.gov website. Let me see, I can bring it up for you real quick. All right, let's see. I was trying to see if Carbon Q was trademark. This is the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office website. Okay, this is where you would file trademarks. This is where you would do trademark search. There's a lot of different ways to do trademark searches, but Carbon Q, if I would just type this in, just a basic search, not digging deep, but in her case, she's gonna have to dig deep. Excuse me. I would submit query just to see what will pop up. This is the only thing that's popping up right now when I type in Carbon Q. This company here, and you can see right there, it's canceled. They've canceled it. And it's not even really the same name. It just has carbon and it has Q in it. So it's not the same name. So she would be good at that level. Let me go back. She would be good at that level. But like I said, she would have to dig deeper to see more as to what's going on with her name. She already knows on YouTube, there's competition. Now she needs to go to Google, see if there's even more competition. See if there's a website. See if there's products and services being sold under that name. This is something we all have to do. I had to do it myself. And it's going to tell her, the more research she does, the more information that's going to present itself to her. And don't just start and stop with Google. You got to use all the search engines. There's going to be a video coming up at some point that I'll do to show you one of the tools that people that want to dig deeper into trademark uses. It's this whole big global website that they have to use. A lot of lawyers use it as well. When they have clients that come in and want their trademarks looked at, they want to work with a legal professional. They all use different things, but it just depends on how much they want to pay, what they use. But I'll show you one of them that's free that you can go on, that's going to bring up things you may not even know. It kind of shortens down the USPTO website stuff. It makes it a little bit easier for you to see. You just type your word in there and then it brings up this whole report so you can see it. It's a lot easier. But I always tell people, research, dig deep. Don't just stop with one source and think you okay, because it's what you don't see that could be the thing that, punches you in the gut. And you don't want that to happen to you. Let's see, learning to grow my own. I noticed the other channel, Learn to Grow, only had a few hundred a few months back, but now I look now and notice they had, 13,000 followers on YouTube, but channel was established before me. You got some digging to do, my friend, as well. You have some digging to do as well. If they're growing that fast, you got some digging to do. Do you have products and services as well? Same question. Do you have products and services that you're offering under that name? Because you need to get a handle on that. You also need to go over to the USPTO website, search by your name, search by your brand, whatever you're going to name your product or service. You may not name your products and services Learning to Grow My Own. It may be something else. Whatever name you're thinking about, or if you're already using a particular name, that's what you need to be narrowing your search down to. Because that's what people are going to be buying from you. So if you're going to be using Learning to Grow My Own as your product or service, maybe you're offering classes showing people how to grow things on their own, how to plant, how to be a gardener, how to do this, if you're doing actual courses and people are doing business, meaning they're trading money for services, meaning they're buying these courses or whatever it is you're offering. If you have your own line of seeds, I don't know, and people are buying this from you under that name, you need to secure that name. Because if you don't secure that name, somebody could come right in there and take that from you and then hit you with a cease and desist order. Now you're in a fight. And you don't want to be in a fight, because now you got to go and you got to go back and you got to pull out all your paperwork, all your proof, got to pull out them receipts. You got to pull out your receipts to prove to the legal person, I used it first. This belongs to me. And it could be a whole process. But if you know today, someone's already using that, they're a little bit too close to my name, let me see what's going on. It's like a red flag. Let me see who these people are and what's going on. What are they teaching, under that name? You're just gardening. Okay. If you're just gardening, now you have to determine if you want to protect it or not, if you want to protect that name or not. That's all trademarks are. It's your way of protecting your intellectual property federally. If you're not taking it serious, if you don't want to protect it on a grander scale, if you don't want to protect it on a grander scale, then don't worry about a trademark. Live your best life. But know that there is a possibility that someone else can have a similar name that could come to you or send you an inbox message or a letter in the mail or whatever saying you need to change your name or whatever it is you're doing on social media because this is my name and it's trademarked. So I want to kind of put that out there for you so you'll understand that each and every one of us need to take our intellectual property serious, because there's a lot of people that are literally stealing people's handles, usernames, business ideas, businesses for their own gain. And I wanted to make sure that you guys have an understanding that if it's happening to people channels that's bigger than yours, it's going to trickle down. And it's your job as a CEO, as a creative, to protect your intellectual properties. These social media sites are not going to do it for you. They're going to leave you out there to dry because their main focus is these platforms, to keep as many people on these platforms as possible, regardless of how it affects you. So if like Carbon Q, like Learning to Grow My Own, and like the young lady that who just received her cease and desist letter, it's our jobs as the creatives to protect it from the door, from the gate, from the very beginning. You have to protect it, because if you don't, you're leaving it out there for someone else to snatch it, copy it, flip it, whatever they want to do, because they know it's not protected and there's nothing you can do. Because that has been my experience. Even though I have one trademark, I'm still waiting for others to be approved by the USPTO. These social media sites are saying until you get this particular trademark approved, there's nothing we can do. So that means that person has a whole year to keep playing, to keep selling products under that name. There's nothing you got to sit there and just grit your teeth and be mad. But keep tracks on it, because in case you can file litigation, you got proof, screenshots, all that stuff. If you want to take them to court, you have all that proof. So, what is the best trademark company to go to? Well, if you want to work with an attorney, there are several. I always tell people, do your research on attorneys. Not all attorneys are created equal. Lord knows they're not. I think right now, one of the number one Black female attorneys is Rosina Pierce. You can find her on Instagram. She is highly recommended. A lot of creators use her. A lot of influencers use her for their intellectual property. I would say reach out to her and her team. I think her website is like rjpierce.com or something like that, but you can look her up on Instagram. There are several other, just do a search. You can do a search right here on YouTube. There's a lot of attorneys, IP attorneys here on YouTube. They do videos all the time. That's how I learn a lot of the stuff that I have learned to get my trademarks done. I personally decided to use what I've learned and researched and filed my own trademarks on my own. Right now, I know I saw a post from Rosina where she has a special Black Friday deal going on right now. I think it's like $1,197 for one trademark in one class. But you can go to her Instagram and you can check that out. There are many other trademark attorneys. They all have different rates. Some are on the higher end where you're paying $2,000, $4,000 for one. And let's say your trademark, you need to file it in several classes. That can add up. It can add up quickly. So I would encourage you to check her out, just do your research like you would do before you do business with anyone else. Just do your research on them. If you and them have a great connection, go for it. If you can afford it, go for it. Or you could do DIY, do it yourself. You can research, look up videos on YouTube, show you how to file it step by step. If you want to save that money, trademarks, if you file them on your own, range from about $250 to $350, depending on which application that you use. So you got $250 to $350 versus thousands of dollars of working with an attorney. It just depends on you. There are several people that I know that are getting ready, if they haven't already filed their trademarks. They are social media influencers. And some of them have found out that what they wanted to trademark has already been trademarked by someone else. As I mentioned before, even those of you that follow YouTubers such as Roberto Blake. Roberto was served, I think, with a cease and desist, or he was approached by another company that owns the trademark that he continues to use to this day. And he did this whole big long video or post about it, and he didn't think it was right. And I don't know how that went for him. I don't know, but I know I still keep hearing him use that term. And I know, not my business. But you need to take things seriously because people can sue you. I don't know, but I would say, if you're really confused and need a more in-depth look, my first suggestion is to go with an IP attorney, a trademark attorney, and not some attorney that does it as a part of many other things. No, you want an attorney that does it. That's their sole thing they do. And that's one thing I will say about Rosina. I don't know her personally. I never worked with her before, but she just does IP, intellectual property, trademarks, copyrights. That's what she does. And she has a huge team that helps her. And there are a lot of influencers that use her for that service. So if I was going to recommend anyone at the top right now, I think she's like number 30 something attorney in the world or something. Like, her ranking is pretty high. Now, I know of some other attorneys that aren't even close to being ranking that high, but they do trademarks. But they do trademarks and other stuff. But they do trademarks. But if you just want someone that focuses solely on trademarks, she's the top of the game right now as far as Black females go. But I would encourage you to just do your research. You may find someone right here on YouTube. There's a lot of people that, like I said earlier, that teach trademarks right here on YouTube, and they are trademark attorneys. Just do a search. Just depends on what you like, who you like, who best fits you in your situation. Do a consultation. See if there's some kind of connection there. If you meet with them, you don't like what they're saying, the connection is not there, move on to another one. So, it's like when we go to different stores and we say, who has the best price on this? I want this, but who has the best price? Comparison shopping. Same thing for an attorney. Find the one that best fits you and go for it. But don't sit on this too long, because right now the USPTO takes about a year to do trademarks. They are backed up since the pandemonium. Let's just call it that. I was about to call it the pandemonium. I know what I'm saying. They're backed up. They're telling people it's taking between 10 to 18 months, roughly, for them to even get to your trademark. So if this is something that you're serious about and you really want to protect, the earlier the better. The earlier the better. Okay, Juicy with Jay says, I went into a deep dive. I might change my name. I have an attorney. The information is so important. I want you to interview her. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to inbox me on IG. Just inbox me her name or something so I can check her. Absolutely. I would love to get an IP attorney up here that's knowledgeable in what they do. I know Rosina's busy. She's traveling all over the place. She's just everywhere. And that's why she has a team. And there's so many other attorneys I could mention, but I wanted to just kind of throw her out there because I know a lot of influencers use her, and her name may be familiar to some of you. So I just kind of threw her out there because I'm constantly seeing her on Instagram, and there are several others, but they're not as active as she is to give you an idea of who she is like the other ones are. Some of them used to be more active, but I guess, life and business kind of pulled them a little bit away from social media, so you can't really see them a lot. But you see her all the time. All the time, every day. Every day she is on Instagram. So if you search for her on Instagram, you will definitely see her. So let me see. Anything else I may have missed? Anybody have any more questions? I'm going to get on up out of here and let y'all go and enjoy the rest of y'all day. Don't forget that tomorrow, I think it starts at midnight. Yeah, midnight tomorrow, because, midnight is a new day. Saturday, 24-hour live-a-thon is going on. Pretty much hosted by our very own The Weightlifting Geek and Miss T with the T. It's going to be a lot of people. That's going to be like every hour. It's going to be like a new person, just content for 24 hours. So if the Motivation Geek is still in here, if you can drop the link so everybody can go, or if someone could go to his page and my mods can drop his link so y'all can be informed to see what's going on tomorrow. It's going to be 24 hours of content creators. Some of your favorites are going to be just doing what they do. Yes, the live-a-thon is happening starting at midnight tonight. So if you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody's going to be on there. If you're up at 4, somebody's going to be out there for the next 24 hours. So I wonder if, matter of fact, let me see. I might be able to pull it up. Let's see. So you guys can see. Oh, my thing is all in the way. I can't barely type. There it is. I'm gonna try to pull up his community tab so you guys can see all these great content creators. Come on. Nope, that's not it. Okay, that's his. I was trying to find the full list. There it is. All right, let me share this with you guys so you can see it. Hold on. Oops, wrong way. All right. All right, look at that. Here's all the great content creators. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see it. There's all the times. Uh-oh. How come I can't move this over? Hold on, let me go back. Let's go back. If I click on it, it'll make it bigger. Ah, there it is. Yay. And there you are. There's all the content creators. Those are the times that they're going to be. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Coco Barbie. Thank you for being here. Can you expand the comments? Which comments? Oops. So these are all the people that's going to be participating in the live-a-thon. So if you see your favorite content creator, if you see content creators you are not connected with, but you're curious about, these are the times they're going to be streaming live on their channels. So if you need to take a screenshot of it, take a screenshot of it. The typed description. I'm sure you're not talking about this part here. These are the times that they're going to be live. You all want to make sure that you are there, because I'm telling you, everybody, if there's anything like the one that Big Rooster did a few weeks ago, let me tell you, this is about to be off the chain. Every one of these individuals has something unique they bring to the table. So if you want to be in the know, if you want to connect, if you want to learn something new, these are the content creators tomorrow that you need to bookmark right now and make sure you are there. Oh, some of the names and times have changed. Is there another one? Is this the new part here, Joe? Is this the new stuff? Is this the latest? Or is there another one? Let me know. Is this the latest one right here? This part right here? Yes, the wording is the latest. Okay, there you go. Those are your latest ones right there. So make sure you guys are there, because you have no excuse tomorrow and sit there and say, I didn't know. I'm telling you now, these content creators will be live on their channels. These are their channels names right here. All their channel names are right there. These are the times they're going to be featuring their content. So if you're up, be there. If you miss it, there is power in the replay. So if you're asleep between those early morning hours, catch the replay. Leave them a comment, a like, sub to the channel if you haven't already. This is all about community growth. You know, it's all about spreading the love, letting people know, I see you, bro. I see you, sis. I'm with you. That way, when you're making content, people can do the same thing for you. Give and you'll receive. Remember that rule? Give and you'll receive. But you're not just going to be receiving and you're not giving. So go over there and show these content creators some love, because some people want to give up on YouTube. Some people want to give up on social media, period. Some people have. So you will be amazed at how a simple like, a simple comment, a sub can brighten someone's day. To be able to do a live stream and look and see all of those people in there watching them do what they do, that is an empowering thing. And you want to be one of those people that sit there and say, I was there. Hey, Rashonda, how are you? Thank you for being here. I was there. I saw them grow. So that way, when their channel is 100,000 large, you can sit there and say, I remember back in 2022 in November when they was doing their live. They only had 100 subscribers and I was there. Look at them now. That could be your testimony. You can say, I knew you when, and look at you now. And then if the table's turning, that's you. They can say the same thing about you. But it all starts with supporting one another. That's why I do what I do, because I want to make sure my people are protected and they don't have that story like that young lady that I showed earlier has. You don't want that to be your story. You don't want my story of fighting with these daggone social media platforms for my name that I created. And now I got to fight for it because I drug my feet on protecting it. And because I drug my feet at the beginning of protecting it, now I'm having to backtrack and get all this stuff back in order. And so since you're early in the process, if you know it's important to me, this is my baby. This is my intellectual property. I'm going to do something with this. This is going to be my legacy. Then you have to protect it. Because it's an easy fight when it's already protected for. It's a hard fight when you left that baby out there by itself. All right. So I wanted to make sure I came on here. I remember when Kraft Leo had, yeah, I bet. See, I met her. She was already over one. But that's what I'm saying. It's stuff like that when she'll sit there and say, you know what? You've been rocking with me for a long time. Because I have some people, they've been rocking with me when I first started out, and they are still here to this day. And it's like, wow. One of my earliest subscribers, the one that even started me doing YouTube in the very first place, she ended up being my business coach when I first started. She challenged me to do YouTube, and she is still here till this day, cheering me on. And I would have never did YouTube had it not been for her push. And that's all sometimes we need is someone to come and just challenge us, to push us. And that's what we do for each other every time we show up when someone goes live or they drop a video. Just you going there, giving them a thumbs up, leaving them a comment, a sub if you haven't already, just being there. That encourages people. And then if you really want to do something big, you share it out with your audience. And then you start, when you go live, you talk about them. Like I was talking about Juicing with Jay, who's here. And now everybody's like, oh, who's Juicing with Jay? Let me go check out Juicing with Jay. Who is Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek? Who is that? Let me go check them out. Because there are people here that's not familiar with everyone. So they're going to go check y'all out, all because you're here. And as the host, I'm shouting everyone out. I'm saying, hey, VS Speaks Royally, thank you for being here. I'm so glad I was able to share with you. Hey, everybody, check her out. It's just that simple. You don't have to make some grandiose remark. You can just say that. And now that's going to alert everybody like, who is that? I'm not familiar with them. Let me go check them out. So they'll open up another window. They'll check out your channel. If you have something there that they like, they'll stick around. You don't have to beg for it. Just show up as you. If you're an educational-based channel, educate. If you're an entertainment-based channel, then make them laugh. Make them have a good time. But whatever it is you do, show up as you. And people will gravitate towards that. And that's why I love when I was able to show my comedic side here on my channel, because all these years I never show it. Never, ever, ever. Now, if you was in my personal space, you see it all the time because I'm just silly like that all the time. But typically on my channel, I'm educating, I'm teaching like I'm doing today. And so you don't get a chance to see that side of me if you're not in my personal space. So thanks, Big Rooster. Thank you, Tay Weezy. Thank you, Tori of Tori's Brain Games, for allowing me to be another side of me before my audience. And I'm telling y'all, people are still laughing at the comedic side of me. And so thank y'all for being great sports about that, allowing me to do that. But I know you guys got things to do. Anybody have any more questions? Anything I could show you? Anything y'all want to talk about, want to see? Hi, Ruthie. Thank you for being here. Hi, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Thank you. Hi. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Weightlifting Geek. I try to make sure that I help people as much as I can. And when you're educating people, it's free. You know, you may not have known how important your handle is. You may not have known how important selecting the right channel name was. When you first started, you just said, hey, I'm going to use this. I like it. It is what it is. But there are a lot of people that have filed trademarks just since the pandemonium, since 2020. Thousands upon thousands of people around the world have filed trademarks with the USPTO.gov. They got swamped, y'all, with trademarks. The simplest things have been trademarked. You wouldn't even believe it. So all I want y'all guys to know, I don't know why my mouth is just tired, is if it's serious to you, if you're serious about your business, you have to protect it. And I think it's Rosina, the attorney I was telling you all about. I think she says the line something like, would you build a house on land you do not own? I've heard her say that before. And typically people say, no, there's no way I would go build my house on land I do not own. Well, that's what you're doing when you're trying to build a brand, a business that you do not own. And the only way to own it is to trademark it. Bottom line. You can get the LLC, like the lady said in the video I showed you all. She had the LLC. She had goods and services under that name and got hit with a cease and desist order from the company that owns it. Something very serious we all need to look into. So I wanted to share that with you all. If there's any more questions, let me look. Thank you, Ruthie. Thank you so much. I'm glad, Carbon Q, you guys were able to learn something today. I am so glad. I just wish somebody would have told me this way back in 2013 when I first started this thing. And I was going all over the globe. I was in radio all over the world in various countries, had no idea how important trademarks were. If I had filed this thing back then, I wouldn't even have the issues I have now. But you live and you learn. When you know better, you do better. So that's why I'm trying to save y'all this headache and telling y'all now. If you can file it, if it's that important to you, protect that baby at all costs, especially once you do your searches. When you do your research and you notice someone else is using a name similar to yours or vice versa, check their about page, see how long they've had that page, see if there's a website, see if they put information about a website on there, if there's an Etsy store, if there's social media across the board, every social media platform you could think of. If you see any of that, it should be a red flag saying, uh-oh. See that young lady in that video, she ignored that red flag. It cost her channel name. Don't ignore red flags. It could cost you. At least it only cost her channel name and then cost her money. All right. So protect your babies out there. Thank y'all for being here. If there's no other questions, let me think. I'll try to be back next week with something else. I know next week is the holiday. If I don't see you guys anymore before the holiday, happy Thanksgiving to those of you that celebrate it. Don't eat too much, because, don't shop too much on Friday. Know your limits. Don't get any fights. If it's too crowded, walk away. Please don't get trampled. I want to see everybody here healthy and safe and sound after these holidays. Shopping weekend comes up next weekend. Be safe, everyone, please. And if you have nothing to do tomorrow, if you're going to be on YouTube any amount of time, make sure that you check out the live-a-thon. All right. Until God allows us to come together again. I am serious. These people are serious with this shopping stuff on that Friday. Y'all, look, now I won't go out there. I learned my lesson. I'm not fighting nobody over no TV or anything else. So y'all be safe. If you going out there on next Friday, be safe. Because these people, especially with the way things are going in this economy, y'all better have some pepper spray or something. I'm not going out there. I'm not doing it. Be safe, protect our babies, continue to pray for each other, cover your children in the school systems because a lot of stuff happening with them. They're facing a lot of things that we didn't have to face at their age. Cover your babies, cover your businesses, cover each other, continue to pray for each other, cover each other, support each other in any way that you can. And the easiest way to do that is to head over to your fellow YouTubers channels, give them a thumbs up, a comment. And if you really like what they're offering, hit that subscribe button and become a part of their family over there. Same rules apply right here on the Educated Natural channel. Until the next time we come together like this, like I always say, be blessed, continue to be a blessing to others. And until the very next time, God bless you all and enjoy your journey.